Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. Ready to explore another corner of the future?
Absolutely. Today we're putting AI in healthcare under the microscope, specifically these AI-enabled clinical decision support systems, or AICDS, as you'll hear us call them.
AI making decisions about your health. Pretty wild stuff, right? We're digging into a brand new case report from the August 2024 Journal of the American Medical Informatics Association with insights from real experts.
This isn't just some sci-fi movie, this is happening now. And this report doesn't hold back, it dives right into the heart of how these systems work, the good, the bad, and everything in between.
So, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's talk big picture for a sec. What's got everyone so hyped up about AI and healthcare?
Just imagine doctors going beyond their own knowledge, their own experiences, and tapping into the power of AI to make sense of all that medical data out there. Your records, mountains of research, even your genetic information.
It's like having an army of invisible medical geniuses backing up your doctor.
Yeah, precisely. They can spot those tiny red flags early on, maybe even before a disease really takes hold. Think about how many medical errors could be avoided. AI never gets tired, never gets distracted, making sure those prescriptions are on point and treatment plans are tailored just for you.
Not to mention, doctors are practically superheroes, but even they have limits. AI could lighten their load with all the routine stuff, reading lab results, flagging those tricky drug interactions, you name it.
That's what has everyone buzzing. We're talking freeing up doctors to actually be doctors, spending more time with patients, that human touch that's so essential.
Okay, sounds like a dream come true, but let's be real, it can't all be smooth sailing, right? What are some of the worries this report is flagging?
One word, the black doc problem. These AI systems, for all their genius, can be ridiculously complicated, even for the people building them.
So doctors are supposed to trust these tools they don't even fully get? Doesn't seem ideal when it's life and death stuff we're talking about.
It's like cooking with a recipe in a language you don't understand. You might get a tasty meal, but who knows how you got there? And that lack of transparency, that mystery, it erodes trust, both for doctors and patients.
I like how this report tackles this black box issue head on with this idea of a unique AI identifier, like a nutrition label, but for AI.
Exactly. Just like that cereal box tells you everything inside, this UAII would lay it all out, what data the AI learned from, how it was built, even any quirks or biases it might have.
Empowering everyone, doctors and patients, to make smart choices instead of just blindly following the AI.
Exactly. Transparency is key for trust. And speaking of trust, the report also stresses the need for some serious safety measures.
Because even the smartest AI can mess up, and in healthcare, mistakes have serious consequences.
That's a fact. This report calls for something called a National Healthcare AI CDS Safety Reporting Clearinghouse, like a central hub for any hiccups with these AI systems. If something seems off, an AI recommendation just doesn't feel right, doctors could report it, bam, straight to this clearinghouse. All that info, it all gets used to make these systems safer for everyone.
It's like we're building the plane while we're flying it, you know? Exciting, but kind of scary at the same time.
And that's why this report is so important. It's not just about the potential, it's about facing those challenges head on.
So we've got the black box problem. We need better safety protocols. What else stands in the way of AI and healthcare really delivering on its promises?
Well, training these AI systems, that's a big one. They need mountains of data to learn to make accurate predictions, and that brings up some major privacy red flags.
Right, because it's people's health info, their most private information. How do we balance the need for all that data with keeping patient privacy safe?
Now, this is where it gets interesting. This report talks about something called federated learning. Instead of pooling all that patient data in one place, imagine bringing the AI to the data.
So it's like sending out these little AI spies to different hospitals and clinics.
Exactly. Each one learns from the data right there on site, gets smarter, then shares what it's learned, not the actual patient data with a central AI brain.
So no individual patient data is actually ever shared or transferred?
You got it. Sensitive info stays put, safe and sound, right where it belongs. It could be huge for privacy and for developing better AI.
Talk about thinking outside the box. It's incredible this is already happening.
It really is incredible how fast things are moving. But even with all this report makes one thing crystal clear. Humans have to stay in control.
We don't want to just hand over the reins to algorithms, cross our fingers, and hope for the best, right?
Absolutely not. Doctors need to be trained to use these tools the right way, understanding what they're good at and what their limitations are. And that's where those AI nutrition labels we talked about come in. That quick snapshot of the AI's data, its training, any weaknesses, it empowers doctors to make smart decisions.
So it's a team effort, doctors and AI working together.
You got it. And it goes beyond the doctor's office, too. Policymakers, ethicists, patients, developers, everyone needs to be in on this. We need to make sure these AI systems are fair, that they don't make existing inequalities in healthcare even worse.
An algorithm is only as good as the data it learns from, right? If that data has biases, the AI is going to have those same biases.
Exactly. And that's just one piece of the ethical puzzle we have to solve as AI becomes more ingrained in healthcare.
It's like we're writing a whole new chapter in the story of medicine, and we need to make sure it's a good one. A chapter about fairness, about equity, about what's best for all patients.
And this report really hits home that AI can make care better in incredible ways, but it can't replace that human connection that's so important to healing.
At the end of the day, healthcare is about people caring for people.
Exactly. AI can lend a hand, it can support that care, but it can't replace empathy, intuition, all those things that make us human.
Makes me think of that saying, with great power comes great responsibility. And AI in healthcare, that's a lot of power.
Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
And everyone shares that responsibility. The developers, doctors, policymakers, even us, the patients. We need to learn about this technology to speak up to make sure it's used the right way.
Asking tough questions, demanding transparency, making sure these powerful tools are used to help everyone.
Absolutely. And this report, it brings up one of the toughest questions of all. What does it actually mean for humans to be in the loop when AI is calling the shots about our health?
It's easy to say doctors should always have the final word. But what happens when these systems get so smart, so good at making sense of all that medical data that they might actually be right more often than a human doctor?
Now you're asking the big questions. This goes way beyond the tech stuff. This is about ethics, about what it means to be human. Can we really trust a machine with our lives, even if it can analyze information in a way we never could?
It's like we need a whole new rule book, a new set of ethics for this whole AI-driven healthcare thing.
And that's what this report is really pushing for. It's a call to action for all of us doctors, patients, ethicists, everyone to come together and have those tough conversations about what role we want AI to play in our healthcare.
Because if we don't, who knows? Maybe the tech will get ahead of us and we won't know how to use it responsibly or ethically.
Exactly. And it's not about being anti-progress. It's about making sure progress happens on our terms in a way that lines up with our values.
This whole deep dive has really opened my eyes. I mean, I knew AI in healthcare was a big deal, but diving into the details like this, I never realized how much thought is already going into all of this.
It's moving fast. But the good news is researchers and doctors, they're not shying away from the challenges. This report proves that. They're not just thinking about what AI can do, but how we use it the right way, safely, ethically, making sure it helps all patients.
It reminds us that this is about all of us, whether you're a doctor or a patient or just someone who cares about the future of healthcare. These are conversations we all need to be a part of.
Couldn't agree more. The more we know, the better equipped we'll be to shape the future we want to see.
So where do we go from here? What can listeners do if they want to learn more or even get involved?
Well, first things first, get a grasp on the issues, and this report is a great starting point. We'll be sure to link it in the show notes.
And after that,
stay curious, stay informed. Don't be afraid to ask the tough questions. Talk to your doctor. See how they're using AI in their practice. Talk to your elected officials. Tell them you care about ethical guidelines for AI in healthcare. The future is being written right now, and we all have a hand in it.
well said. It's a future bursting with potential, but we have to approach it with open eyes and a healthy dose of caution. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of AI-enabled clinical decision support. Until next time, stay curious.